Hello, welcome to Biology for You. In this video, we are going to discuss calcium phosphate co-precipitation method. In the series of videos, we have been discussing different processes in genetic engineering as a part of different transformation techniques. Here we are going to discuss calcium phosphate co-precipitation method. In this video, we are going to have the basic idea of the calcium phosphate co-precipitation method, followed by what are the advantages and disadvantages of this method. So coming to the first point, what exactly is the calcium phosphate co-precipitation method is? So basically it's a kind of transformation technique. So these transformation techniques are meant for the transferring of the recombinant DNA into the host cells. So basically in transgenic animal production or plant production or GMO production, the target gene will be inserted into vector molecule and that will be introduced into the host cell to express or clone this target DNA inside the host cell. We need to transfer the recombinant DNA into the host organism. So these transformation techniques are made for the transferring of the recombinant DNA into the host cells. So that is the importance of the transformation techniques. So this is one of the transformation technique and it is basically a chemical method. That means this transformation techniques are basically physical methods that may be physical, chemical or biological. Basically physical methods of transformation is meant for the direct injection or the introduction of the recombinant DNA into the host organism. So these chemical methods are basically carried by using a chemical for the introduction of this recombinant DNA into the host cells. Coming to the biological methods, biological transformation methods, there will be employed some biological organisms such as virus or bacteria to introduce target DNA inside the host cell. So basically this calcium phosphate co-precipitation method, as name indicates, it's a chemical method, chemical transformation method, and this method is basically introduced in year of 1970 and it is most popular method of the transformation. And coming to the principle, how it works. Basically it's a co-precipitation method. That means this calcium phosphate will co-precipitate the DNA present in a solution along with this. That means the calcium phosphate will be precipitated and as it precipitates, it also drags the DNA to be precipitated along with that. That means the particles will be formed in which the calcium phosphate will be in mixture with the DNA. And this DNA, this calcium phosphate will provide the attachment of DNA with the cytoplasm of the host organism. So it increases the DNA entry into the host organism, host cell. So it facilitates the DNA to be attached with cell membranes of the host organism, followed by it increases the chance of inserting of the DNA inside it. So that is what the principle of the calcium phosphate co-precipitation method is. So coming to the detailed process of this method, first, like any other process, first we need to isolate the target DNA from the source organism and this target DNA will be inserted into a suitable vector and this vector will be introduced into host organism, and for this the transformation will be employed. And here the DNA basically in the calcium phosphate co-precipitation method is, in this method the DNA the DNA that is going to be introduced into the host cell will be treated with calcium chloride and phosphate buffer in the solution of phosphate buffer, and that need to be incubated for a while at room temperature. And during the course of incubation, the calcium phosphate complex will form, which is insoluble. This calcium phosphate is an insoluble complex and it will precipitate. As it precipitates, it will also precipitate the DNA along with it. So, as calcium phosphate DNA co-precipitation complex is formed, it will be like very small particulate in which the DNA will be in condensed form, and generally it will be treated with the cell lines of the host cell or the tissue cultured cells. It will be this precipitation will be used for the treatment of the tissue cultured host organism cells. So here on the host cell, this calcium phosphate particular particles will be adsorbed or attached on the cell membrane of the host cell and eventually enter the cytoplasm by the process called endocytosis, and eventually the chemical will be dissolved and the DNA will come out, which will enter into the nucleus, where it may integrate into the genome of the organism, or it may also stay away from it without integrating into the host organism in the case of transient expression. So basically, while we are incubating these chemicals along with the DNA, the proper aeration will also be provided. That is also an important factor to provide a very fine precipitate which is having the condensed form of DNA in it, that is evenly spread but not the clumped form. If the aeration is not provided, the DNA may not be precipitated evenly along the calcium phosphate precipitate, and that may form clumped DNA, and that is not good for the endocytosis process or the entering into the host organism. So here the cell lines are now transformed, but here there is a tissue cultured cells which are undergone for the transformation, but all cells present in the culture vessel are not transformed. We need to select those cells which are only transformed by the use of selectable markers. Selectable markers are the genes which are tagged with the target DNA, and those are helps us to select the transformed cells. So once after this transformed cells are selected among the non-transformed cells, we need to go for tissue culture again to obtain a full-grown genetically modified organism. So this is what the process of calcium phosphate co-precipitation method is. So coming to the advantages and disadvantages of this calcium phosphate co-precipitation method is, coming to the advantages. This method is basically an easy process, hence it is popular method. Easy process, and it is easy. It is carried with the easily available components in the experiment, such as calcium chloride, phosphate buffer. All these are simple components, not very complex chemicals, and hence these are less expensive. With this, we can transform many kinds of cells, many kinds of organism, and this method is applicable for the transient transformation or stable transformation. So both kind of transformations are also possible with this calcium phosphate co-precipitation method. Coming to the disadvantages of this method. So disadvantages of this method. This method is actually suffer with the variability. That means it is sensitive towards the changes in pH, temperature, and salt concentrations of the experiment. And coming to the next disadvantage, it is basically cytotoxic to many cell lines. Basically, it is a chemical method. This calcium phosphate is used for the transformation, hence it is cytotoxic to the many kinds of cell lines. So many organisms cannot be transformed using this method. Coming to the next disadvantage, it is basically a method that is applied only for the cell lines but not the whole organism. If we want to transform whole organism, that is not possible. We cannot directly introduce a gene into the full grown organism, that or else we can call in vivo transformation is not possible. Not possible with this method. Coming to the next disadvantage, the low transformation efficiency. Basically, this method suffers with a low transformation efficiency. That means the proportion of the cells that are to be transformed with this method is very much low compared with the other kind of transformation techniques. So here the transformed cells will be very much less than the non-transformed cells. So that is called low transformation efficiency. So these are the disadvantages. The variability, this is cytotoxic in nature, and this is not suitable for the in vivo transformation, followed by the transformation efficiency is less. Coming to the advantages, it is easy process, it is less expensive, many kinds of cell lines can be transformed, and with this the transient or stable expression is possible. So this is the whole idea of the calcium phosphate co-precipitation method.